Okay, here we go again. So as I was saying, the first half of the stream is pre-recorded. I'm just playing offline. What I worked on was just the same model. I tried to finish the likeness, and it was kind of hard for me to focus on working on the likeness because likeness requires a lot of focus. So it was really challenging for me to, at the same time, also answer your questions and read the chat. Hey Rana, yes, we are back. Hey, thank you. From a fan, thank you. Yes, so hopefully this time the connection is stable. Hey Arash, we're live on YouTube and Instagram. This time it's hands-free, so if you guys have any questions, I can just focus on your questions. But I finished the likeness in ZBrush because even though the camera in Maya is more convenient to work with, but the sculpting tools in Maya are not really great. They're not as intuitive as ZBrush. So I decided to just finish the model. It's not 100% finished, but it's over 90%, I would say. Yusuf, speak Persian. Because we have people watching from different countries, so I don't think it would be beneficial to everybody to speak Persian. How make portraits, and his portrait is hidden under hats. I'm not sure what you mean. First time joining your live stream, do you encourage 3D artists to stream? If so, what's good strategy to get us started? Yes, I definitely do, because it's a different world, you know. I'm so used to just having 100% of my focus on what I'm doing, which it's just a different challenge for me to focus and read the chat and answer your questions. If you want to challenge yourself, yeah, I definitely do encourage you to go live sometimes. What's a good strategy to get started? Just, I don't know, you can just make a YouTube channel or go live on Twitch or on Instagram. It depends which platform you're more comfortable with. but it's the same. I stream on Twitch. I don't have that many followers on Twitch. I love doing likeness too. That's great. Omar, what are the programs you use? ZBrush, Maya. I mean, this is ZBrush, but I use ZBrush, Maya, Marie. Sometimes Substance Painter too, but mostly Marie. Have you ever been involved in a film or game project? How important is topology? I have been involved in cinematic trailers, and yeah, I've made a few models for commercials. There was a TV show for Netflix that I shared it on my Instagram. It was a model of a baby. How important is topology? Topology is very important because most of the time that if you want to work with game studios or VFX studios, they take the model from you and rig the model, animate it. So if you don't have a good topology, it makes it really, really hard. So topology is very important. Do you think that you need drawing skills to learn 3D modeling and sculpting? No, you don't need to have a good 2D traditional background, but it definitely helps if you do. It's not necessary, but it definitely helps. I used to draw and I used to do digital painting too, and it really helped me, to have a better perspective on characters, on portraits, anatomy, but it's not required if that's what you're asking. Do we have anybody on YouTube? If you're watching from YouTube, say hi. Because I'm not getting any comments on YouTube, so I'm worried that there is something wrong with the stream, or hey Michal or Mikal, sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. So yeah, let me see if I skipped any question. Subhadip, your arts are so great, thank you. Hey Mincy. It's Mike, okay. Hey Candy. Okay, the YouTube chat is getting warmer. This time it's pre-recorded if you're joining. If you're new to the stream, this time it's pre-recorded, and because I thought it was taking too long to finish the model, and I wanted to move on to working on the hair, on the textures. So that's why I decided to work on the model while I was offline. Do you work in any studios? I'm a freelancer. I work with different studios, but I've never been a a lead character artist or part of any studios permanently. I just work with contracts and I enjoy being a freelancer. It serves me well. Hey Pedro. Reza, do you prefer add HD details manually or use XYZ maps? I used to paint my skin details by hand, but it would take so long. I mean, just finishing one face would take a week. So I decided to just use blueprints, especially for commercial projects, for commissions. It's not really a great use of your time to waste so much energy on painting all the details yourself. Maybe in your personal project it has some benefits, but for commercial projects it's just not worth it. And this time we are going to use XYZ. Yes. Any plan to upgrade to 5090? No, because I have a 3090 and it's doing just fine. So for me it would be a waste of money. Mahdi, good work from Iraq. Hey Mahdi, thank you. Can you show a way to find freelance clients? I'm a beginner. You can say I do modeling, texturing and lighting. You can go to Artist Station job lists. It has a page dedicated to different studios offering positions to both beginners and professionals. You can do that. You can also search on LinkedIn and see if anybody is hiring. But I can't point you directly to any specific studio, or if that's what you mean. Project XVI, you're beyond professional. Thank you very much. You're very kind. Do you model anything apart, heads, faces at all, or you used to? I model clothes and accessories, sometimes weapons. Let me think. Sometimes I model animal characters like cats and dogs. And sometimes hard surface too, but very rarely. I mostly focus on character modeling and face likeness modeling. Such when you look for reference images, do you try to go for a certain focal length? Yes, there are certain magazines that use very wide camera lenses for the covers, and I think those don't make great references because the distortion is too high. So whenever if you're familiar with different lenses, you know that wider lenses have more distortion compared to flatter lenses. So I tend to go with more flat portraits, long lenses, or as you said, 200 millimeters. I think those are my favorite because they're closer to real life, to what we see to human eye, you can say. So I try to stay away from wider lenses. Have you ever worked on a 3D scan model of a human? 3D scan. Let me think. Yes. Yes, I have cleaned a handful of scans, and yeah, I mean, the difference is that instead of just starting from scratch and using differences from using references from different angles, you just project your model, project your base mesh on top of the scan, and then start from there. So it saves some time, and you know that the model is more accurate. So Rana, a screenshot from interview is okay too. Yeah, I think interviews and red carpets, red carpets are great because the type of camera lens that reporters use are usually long lenses, and they have less distortion. Hey Hadi, how can you navigate when your brush is on the model? How can you navigate when your brush is on the model? You mean in ZBrush you press the right click on the mouse and then you move your cursor, if that's what you mean. I'm not sure if that's what you meant, but have you ever 3D printed the head you have sculpted? Yeah, sometimes I have clients who want to print a model, so that's actually I've had maybe I've had so many clients that they wanted to print statues, figurines, collectibles, but I don't usually share them because maybe they don't want me to share it, and it's confusing, because if I share a photo of a 3D print, some people might think that it's my own print. It might be confusing. Fantastic work, great tribute to the master. Salutes from Spain. Hey, we have someone from Spain. Yeah, I'm a fan of Paco de Lucia. What made you choose the face sculpting? I have always been obsessed with human faces, and I don't know why. Maybe there's so much mystery behind those faces, and it's intriguing to me to try and solve those mysteries, and even though it's just an illusion, so you never know what goes behind someone's eyes or face. But I'm not sure where exactly this obsession comes from, but yeah, I remember that even when I was a kid, I used to draw animals first, and then I transitioned to human because I used to think painting someone's face is so difficult. I would never be good at it. So that's why I decided to do animals, and then I don't know why I just switched to humans. I got braver, I think. I built up more confidence. But yeah, I really enjoy working on character models. It's something that I never get tired of. So yeah, this is the last stream that we work on the likeness, and after I think tomorrow night we are going to start working on the hair XGen. I know so many of you have been looking forward to see my XGen workflow. And I'm excited. If you guys have any questions about XGen, you can write them down for tomorrow. Or have you ever tried Houdini for grooming? No, Mike. Unfortunately, I have tried it, but just scratching the surface. I haven't really had the time to dig deep into Houdini. I've been using Houdini mostly for simulation, for smoke simulation, for fluid simulation, that sort of stuff. Do you animate too? Yeah, sometimes. I've posted some of my animations. Short animations, just a couple of seconds. What brushes do you usually use for sculpting? For sculpting, I usually use just the standard brush, but Move Topology is my favorite brush. And Damas Standard, Morph, Clay, sometimes. And I have a custom brush that is just it's very similar to Damas Standard, but it doesn't pinch the surface. It only for adding deep folds and lines. Do you only do portraits, or have you explored retopo, rigging, etc.? Retopo. Yeah, I have retopoed my models. Retopology is just a boring process. You don't need to. It's not something that that any model, I would say, look forward to. Hey Leila, thank you. Hey Ali. Rigging, I sometimes rig my models, but very basic rigging, just head and neck, sometimes the jaw, the eyes, but it's usually a mixture of bone rigging and blend shapes, mainly blend shapes. I understand, but I oddly enjoy retopo. It's relaxing for me. It's rigging that have always made me go crazy. Interesting. Retopo is relaxing. I kind of get what you say by, yeah, it can be soothing, but you know what I don't like about retopo, especially when I'm retopologizing. Even the name is such a pain to say. When I'm retopologizing the model, what really bothers me is that why am I wasting my time? I can just project the same model on top of some already made base mesh with perfect edge loops. It's the waste of time that I don't like. Rana, what do you do when your eyes get used to the model? Does this happen to you? Yeah, it happens to everybody. And what I do is I take a break. You can work on 2 or even 3 models at the same time, and whenever your eyes, as you said, get used to one, you can switch to the second one, and after a few days switch back. You know, it's one approach, but if you're on a deadline and you can't extend your timeline, one solution would be to work on the likeness in the morning. Don't, because your perspective is fresh when you wake up and when you sit on your desk. But when you're tired and it gets, after 6 or 7 hours of work, it really clouds your judgment, and it's something that has a drastic effect on how you see the reference, how you compare the reference with a model. So that's also another advice that I can give you. Ashish, hello sir, big fan. Can you please give me some advice to focus on basic shapes and camera angles? To focus on basic shapes. I'm trying to understand what you mean, but do you mean primary details? Like primary, secondary, tertiary, if that's what you mean. You can study anatomy. That's one way to understand those shapes. Camera angles, to understand camera angles, I think the best way is to study photography, camera lenses. That's one way. Very true. Having some base mesh ready is time saver. Retopologizing again helps keep that skill refined. Love your work. Thank you, NB Haig. What's the software? ZBrush. Hi Hadi, I'm 19 years old and I'm from Iran. I use Blender specifically. It's a sculpting feature. However, I'm really interested in complex characters with many details. Do you think ZBrush is better than Blender for this purpose? I'm not sure because I haven't used Blender, but ZBrush is amazing. But ZBrush is not free and Blender is, so it's not a fair comparison. Maybe try ZBrush Core, which is also free, and then see for yourself which one do you prefer. Of course, for somebody like me who's been using ZBrush for so many years, it's difficult to say, yeah, go for Blender. Of course, I'm biased towards ZBrush, but I can't comment on Blender because I've never used it. So you just have to see for yourself and compare for yourself. Whenever I start to sculpt, I just see the wrinkles and detailed shapes like face expression and etc. So you can blur it, I don't know, or work on less detailed models. You can also work on a stylus characters because the stylus characters don't have that many facial details, that many fine details, so you can start from there, or you can work on a skull, I really don't know what to tell you. It's just something that you have to figure out for yourself. "3D Core, we have cracking, brother. You mean pirating?" Well, I can't tell you to go pirate the software. That's not something that I can encourage anybody to do, but it's your own choice. Mustafa, hi Hadi, greetings from Turkey. Thank you. I was in Turkey 7 months ago, and it was great. PC specs. It's my CPU is i7 12700K. My GPU is 3090, and I have 128 gigabytes of RAM, DDR5. I don't remember the frequency. I just know it's DDR5. And my motherboard is, I don't remember, it's MSI something. Is your work mainly concepting, or are these modeling in a pipeline? I'm not sure what you mean. This one is in particular is a personal project exclusive for these live streams. I'm answering questions both on YouTube and Instagram. Wow, I wish I could meet you. I'm in Istanbul. Love you, dude. I was speechless after seeing your portrait of Atatürk. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I was there. I was in Istanbul, and it was great. It was such a unique experience to see your city. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Dennis, hi. Multitasking, yeah, Leila. It's a pre-recorded a stream, so I'm just focused on answering the questions. I've been sculpting for nearly 2 years. I would be happy if you could take a look at my work for fun whenever you have time. I also have a YouTube channel similar to yours with 10k subscribers, but it's about Blender. That's awesome. I have a link to my Discord server in the description. You can join my Discord server, and if you want, you can upload some of your work. We have different channels dedicated to WIP renders, final renders. You can just post some of your works in there if you want, and I will definitely check it out. That's a great idea, keep it up, you're on fire. Thank you, Layla. Yeah, because it was taking so long, the model, to finish, so I just decided to do some work offline, and then, but after this is the last pre-recorded session. Don't think that from now on it's a new approach. No, this is just the one and only pre-recorded episode. After tonight we are going to move on and work on the hair grooming, texture painting, and etc. Have you ever made your own sculptor? What do you mean? My own sculptor? Who's my sculptor? Oh, you mean my sculpture? You mean my self-portrait? Yeah, I shared it on my portfolio. What's the name of character you're modeling? It's Paco de Lucia, the Spanish flamenco guitar player. How long does it usually take to finish the sculpt in ZBrush? It depends on the subject, but just in ZBrush, if you mean just the likeness, just the base model without the texture and hair and everything, it usually takes 3, 4, 5 days. Have you modeled your face? Yeah, I have modeled myself. And I honestly didn't enjoy working on my own portrait as much as I did working on others. I don't know why. It's kind of weird to look at yourself, face your own insecurities. It doesn't feel great, to be honest. What is the highest subdivision level you're working on for this model? At this level, at this stage, we are in 4th subdivision level, and we have 1.7 million polygons for now. How much is left? Okay, we are almost there. Should we have guests on live streams? Sometimes it gets really quiet, so I've been thinking if I add someone as a guest, we can talk to each other whenever the chat is quiet. I can't wait to see the texturing process. Yeah, for the texturing we're going to use Texturing XYZ, VFace from Texturing XYZ, and for the albedo we're going to use Marie. For the displacement map we will be using ZBrush and Geometry HD. And I really hope that we can just finish it this time. I've had so many abandoned tutorials and courses that it gets frustrating, you know. I get busy and then I just abandon the tutorial series that I started. So I think if I go live, at least I don't have to edit my videos. That makes things a bit easier to just sit for 1 hour every night, work on the model, answer your questions, and then just it makes it easier to process. But pre-recorded tutorials have to be edited, I have to add commentary, which takes so much time. People tell me I have talent, but I don't understand. And recently I released a 14-hour course, and since then I've made $600 in revenue. It's true that the amount is small, but when converted to my country's currency, it is a lot. Yeah, $600 is how much is it? Is it? Yeah, it's a lot. 50 million in our currency. Yeah, I think it's good if you mean YouTube, because YouTube revenue is not really great. Even if you have a giant channel with millions of views, it's not something that you can just look at as your main source of revenue. From what I heard, I've never had that much made from YouTube, so it makes sense that. Hey Heidi, big fan of yours. I was curious, how long have you been making these realistic portraits? From 2017. Thank you Sonu. Mustafa, the material value of these live broadcasts you opened is absolute priceless. I wish all artists interested in sculpting events could be aware of this treasure. Thank you. Yeah, I hope I can expand the audience, and because right now we don't have that many people watching and the views are not great, but I'm committed to finish it this time. Really committed to finish it this time. So I'm not even looking at those numbers. I'm not looking at analytics from YouTube. It's not great, you know, but I really want to finish it this time. I actually really like this stage of work. There are so many subtle changes. It's great seeing a model getting closer with every tweak. I'm so much focus. Thank you very much, Rano. Paco de Lucio. Yes, Fran, it's Paco. IMB, this is the best of the best. Thank you. Okay, we're almost there, and after this I'm going to export the model to Maya, and we're going to prepare the model for next stage, which is hair grooming next gen, and I'm very excited. Larry, you're the best. Thank you very much. Thank you for tuning in. Okay, the likeness is finished. Now, I have exported and imported the model to Maya, but I wanted to show you something that we're going to need for hair grooming. I have a folder here, a scalp, which is the base for the hair. I have a scalp for hair on top of the head that I use for all of my models. Let's just reposition and let's go to the lowest subdivision level. I'm using move topology to try, and I think it's too big. How did you make hair when you used to use Cinema 4D? Do you use the built-in system? Yes, I only use the Cinema 4D hair system. I never use any plugin or add-on. But Cinema 4D hair system unfortunately is not really very advanced. It's the opposite. It's the most basic and bare-bone hair system. So that's the main reason actually that I decided to switch from Cinema 4D to Maya. It's not even comparable to XGen, but it's not impossible to work with it. It's a lot harder compared to XGen, but it is possible. But I haven't used it for so long that I'm not sure that I remember every single trick that I used to do to make a photoreal human hair. Okay, now I'm going to in the subtool menu, I'm going to project submenu, and we just want the geometry, changing the distance from 0 to 0.1, and then just project. Okay, no, let's undo. We have some artifacts around the ears. Okay, let's try again. Project. Project. Okay, this time it works. Let's make sure that we're covering around the ears, and for the sideburns also we need to have enough base mesh to work with. I'm going to share with you these scalps so you can use it for your own projects. Okay, project again. Let's export and import in Maya. We have another scalp for eyebrows. I wanted to publish my course on Udemy for $33, but due to sanctions on my country, I couldn't. Yes, I know, I'm living in the same country and I know everything. But you just have to deal with it now. But if you have somebody living abroad, you can just use their accounts for your publications. But now I feel that Blender is too small for me. I need a stronger software. Good luck. Ripoff, have you ever tried Blender? No, unfortunately. Listed on Patreon. This tutorial, this is just a free course that I'm streaming. It's not gonna be behind any paywalls. Okay, for the eyebrows, let's do the same distance 0.1 project. Nope. Yeah, sanctions are really frustrating, and I used to have good opportunities too, but because of sanctions I couldn't work with some of my favorite studios, my dream jobs that I got offers from, but I couldn't work with them because of sanctions. So I totally understand what you say. How did you get the scalp base mesh and stuff? Did you get it from base mesh you use? I think I modeled it myself. But I'm going to share it with you, don't worry. You can just use the scalp that I will provide. Project. What is the plugin ZBrush to Maya? It's similar to GoZ, but it's not GoZ. I don't remember what it was. Let me see. I cannot find the name. But it's better than GoZ. Or you can just, if you don't want to use any plugin, just export OBJ, import OBJ. It works just the same. It's just a bit slower, but it works just the same. And it's not a free plugin. It's not. It's a paid plugin, so you have to purchase the plugin. Okay, let's export the scalp for eyebrows and import. So the name of the plugin is gn import/export. Let's go to a scalp beard. Hello Adi in Poland, where I'm writing to you. Your work Chopin was widely reported in the media. Thanks for your stream. Yeah, I know. Thank you. My posters of Chopin it got a lot of attention, that's for sure, and I'm really glad that I worked on that subject, because not only was my own favorite musician, but also it helped me grow my platform. So I'm really, really grateful. And also Chopin Institute in Warsaw was interested, and we did a collaboration, and they displayed my portraits in the museum. I really hope I can one day travel to Poland. Play the guitar, please. Oh, sorry, no. That one is not possible. I do play the guitar, but I'm not really that confident to playing live. Sorry. Maybe one day, maybe. I'm not gonna say never, but not anytime soon. Are you using VFace or using multi-channel maps too? VFace has 3 different channels, three different maps: displacement, multi-channel, and albedo. I'll be using the albedo and the displacement. I won't use the utility map, utility, displacement, and albedo. I'll be using albedo and displacement. I won't use the utility map, but I will show you how to extract data from the multi-channel to ZBrush, if that's what you mean. Can you please show me your file management of project? Thank you. We still don't have any files. We're just starting. We're slowly switching from ZBrush to Maya, but I will show you, yes. It is too early for now, but I will show you. Amir Hussein, Tehran. Well done, Hadijan. Always obsessed with your work. Thank you, Babak. Okay, let's project distance 0.1 project. Because the distance was too far away from the model. That's why this happened. But it's okay, you can just smooth it out. Let's project again. Hey Patrick, no problem. Can you give me advice to beginner? What kind of advice? Because I can give you life advice, I can give you work advice, I can give you modeling advice. Maybe the most important advice that I can give you is just be consistent. And if you start something, don't just give up whenever it gets harder, because if you're looking for the final reward or the final prize, you have to be patient and you have to endure. You can't just expect to get good at it overnight. Just be patient and don't rush into the job market. I don't know how old you are, but if you're young, don't rush to the job market. Try to spend a few years polishing your skills, your work ethics. Learn how to interact with critics. Learn how to deal with negative feedback. Just be patient. Don't take wooden nickels, as Westard says. Yes. Jahangir, hi, thank you. How hard do you think it is to model clothing compared to using something like Marvelous Designer? It depends what you want to model. But for complicated clothes, definitely Marvelous Designer is the way to go. And also, you never get as detailed by hand compared to Marvelous Design. Marvelous Design is always the better choice if you care about photorealism. Personal pipeline is also priceless. Yes, Rano, that is also something that you have to invest in. Your own personal workflow and pipeline, and figure out which one works best for you. Don't just copy someone else's workflow. Try different softwares, try different packages, watch different tutorials, different courses, see how everybody else is doing it, and then decide for yourself. That's why just asking someone like me, hey, what's the best program? Is it Blender, ZBrush, Maya? I can never give you the answer, because what works best for me might not work for you. Can I ask, why do you do these meshes for grooming in ZBrush? Why not in Maya? Just a preference. Because I already have these scalps made for my previous models, so I'm just projecting the old meshes on top of this model. It already has a good topology and good UV, so I'm not wasting more time. And this one. Okay, let's project. I think we have it. We just need to let's just I'm thinking maybe the density is too low, but I'm not sure. Okay, let's just for now export it to, let's project again, export, import in Maya. Let's group everything, all the scalps in one group, name it a scalp. Sorry, scalp. Okay, we have a scalps, we have the base mesh, and tomorrow we will be working on the X-Gen. Have you ever wanted to work on video games? If yes, which one? Yeah, I wanted to work on maybe something from Rockstar Games, GTA, Red Dead Redemption, something like that. Okay guys, if you don't have any questions, I will see you tomorrow again, same time, and we will be working on the hair X-Gen. Thank you very much for tuning in. Have a great night or day wherever you are, and bye bye.